And I've got a really, really, really good topic that we're going to talk about today. It's been something that has been on my heart that I want to share with you guys. And it's going to be something that's going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. So anyway, I'm just excited to be here, and I'm just super excited to be back live. I have not been live. I think it's been about 3 weeks. So I was scheduled to go live last week, but just to be quite honest with you guys, when the summertime hits and it gets pretty outside, I get a little bit lazy. So as far as the live videos and things like that, throughout the summer months, it just may be kind of, sporadically or whatnot, because I love the outdoors. I love summertime. It's my favorite time of the year. And I do get a little bit lazy, but I'm just super excited to be here. And like I said, this is going to be something a little bit different today. And so for those of you that are watching the replay, my name is Ashley Benz. I'm your childcare business strategizer and mindset mentor. For those of you that are new to Childcare Success Tools, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. I don't know how you found me, but I'm so glad that you did. And also, I am going to be actually uploading this to my YouTube channel for all of my YouTube subscribers. And so if you are watching this from YouTube, and you're new to the channel, welcome. I am super excited because I just recently hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So hi, Aisha, good morning. But I am so excited. 1,000 subscribers, guys. I don't even know how to even take that. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm sure that some of you all will be joining, or some will be joining it a little bit later, but I'm just super excited to be here and to talk about this topic. Like I said, this is something a little bit different. This is something that I do not normally do. I have not done this before, or even kind of went in this kind of realm of conversation, but that's what we're going to do today. So let's just go ahead and jump right into what we're going to be talking about today. And the question or the topic is, what is your assignment? So once again, for those of you that are new, let me just kind of redo my official introduction, but my name is Ashley Benz. I am a childcare business strategizer and mindset mentor. I work with childcare owners and directors across the entire globe, and my focus is to help childcare owners to learn how to not only enrich the lives of children and families, but learn how to enrich their own lives. And so I do that through my online campus, my training programs, and all that good stuff, webinars and all that good stuff. So that's what I do. But as you notice in my title, I am a childcare business strategizer and a mindset mentor for childcare owners. And so today I really, really want to focus on the mindset mentor part. And so the question that we're going to be talking about, the topic that we're going to be talking about is, what is your assignment? Now, where this kind of has come about is the fact that I have, over the last couple of months, I have had people email me from the CST community. I've had people email me, private, Facebook message me, and basically get in touch with me. And they are struggling with not really knowing if the childcare business industry is for them. And they're asking me about how they can get started in an online business, or basically doing kind of what I'm doing. So I've had a lot of questions about YouTube, how to get started in online businesses and things like that. And so it just, like, over the course of it happening, it really has brought to my attention that there are some of you out there that are just confused as to what it is that you need to be doing. I've even had people that have, started to try to start a childcare business, and for some reason, they're no longer doing it, but they still or in my groups, and they follow me and things like that. And so, so anyway, that's what we're going to talk about today. But just really quickly, I do want you to give me some hearts and some thumbs up. I cannot see it because I am using the blive.tv, but give this video some likes, give it some thumbs up, and be sure to share this video if there is someone that you know that could be that could benefit from this topic. Be sure that you like, share, and love. If you are on YouTube, be sure that you give me some thumbs up about this video. Be sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you can get updates and information and just all the good stuff that goes on here at Childcare Success Tools. And so y'all do all those things for me. And that's just really going to not only help, you know, if you're on YouTube, my channel, but just help people. And we're going to talk about that today as well. Okay, so the question, as I'm going back, but the question that I have been asked over the last couple of months is, you know, I don't know if childcare is for me. How do I, whatever. So once again, a lot of the stuff that's been coming up is, how do I start a YouTube channel? How do I start an online business? And things like that. And so I'm actually not going to be addressing those type of things in specific, but what I want to really talk about is, what is your assignment? Okay. And so just to kind of start the conversation, how do you know if you are where you are supposed to be at in this stage of life? Okay, that is the question. How do you know? We're going to get back to the childcare part, okay? But like I said, you know, this has been on my heart. I've had a lot of people reach out to me about how I do what I'm doing and that kind of thing. And I just really felt like that I needed to talk about this, okay? So how do you know if you are where you are supposed to be at in this stage of life, okay? Well, the first thing I want to say about it is that we are all given unique assignments. And that's what I really believe. And I'm going to really share a story with you here in a few minutes to kind of really help you understand the fact that we are all given unique assignments. And these assignments allow us to release our God-given talents. Okay. And that is the underline, our God-given talents. I believe that the things that we're supposed to do on this while we're here is that we are supposed to, hi Lakeisha, how are you doing? But the things that we're supposed to do on this while we're on this earth, they are God-given talents, okay? They are divine. I believe that they are divine assignments, okay? And if you really think about that, and the fact that what we are supposed to be doing, what we're supposed to be sharing to the world, what we are supposed to be giving to society and our little place or corner of the world, you know, that stuff is supposed to be divine assignments, okay? And so, you know, my favorite book says that, for I know the plans that I have for you. Okay, plans to allow you to prosper. Okay, so how do you know if you are where you are supposed to be at this stage of life? Here's how you know that. And I'm going to get a little bit deeper into this, but your assignment is from above. That's it. Your assignment is to serve. Okay, because you have to understand that, you know, our God, and for those of you that don't know me, I am a God-fearing woman, and I believe that God is so powerful. And so whatever it is, if you don't believe, but whatever it is that you do believe, the universe or whatever it is that you believe, but I believe that that our God is a God of purpose. And so your assignment has to be an assignment that has purpose to it, right? It has to be something that has substance. It has to be something that also is an assignment that allows you to serve. Because, I believe that whatever we do on this planet, hello, Alana, I'm so glad that you're here joining. But whatever that we are assigned to do, if it is divine, okay, if it is a divine assignment, it is an assignment that has purpose behind it, because our God is the God of purpose. So he's not going to have you doing something that doesn't have any purpose behind it. Okay. And so how do you know if you are where you are supposed to be at in this stage of life? It's kind of very simple. It's basically an assignment that has purpose to glorify him. Okay. And if whatever it is that you're doing does not have any purpose to serve, because I believe that we are here to serve. If it doesn't have any purpose to serve, then most likely that may not be what it is that you're supposed to be doing at this stage of, in your life. Okay. So, once again, we are giving unique assignments, and those unique assignments are based off of our God-given talent. So here is one thing I want to say about that. Okay. And this is what I've been guilty of it just myself. I'm going to not lie about it, but I have been guilty. We've all been guilty of it. But when you compare yourself to other people, what you are doing is you are basically looking at someone else's assignment that's not your own. And it's going to be hard for you to be successful at somebody else's assignment, so because once again, our assignments are given to us to allow us to unleash, to allow us to release our God-given talents. And so everybody has their own talents and gifts. So, what you can do, I don't probably need to touch it with a 10-foot pole, right? Because that's not my talent. That is not what God gave me to do. Okay. And so just understanding that your assignment has to be something that is, given to you. It is a talent that you have. Okay. And nobody else has it. No, I'm not saying that nobody else has that talent, but nobody else has the uniqueness that you have, that God allowed you to have, to unleash that talent to the world. Okay. So that is to just make that very clear that, hello, Mia, Alexis, how are you doing? But that is just to make that very clear as to answer that question, or as far as, how do I know where I'm supposed to be at in life and all that good stuff, is that your assignment that you have, it's got to be divine. Okay. It's got to be divine. Now, how do you know what your assignment is? Okay. So once again, just to kind of recap a little bit, for those of you that are just joining in, but where this conversation has, came about is the fact that over the last couple of months, I have had a lot of people email me. Okay. I've gotten emails, I've gotten Facebook messages on the fact that, I don't know if the childcare business industry is for me. I really, and I'm just going to this is what people are telling me, I really want to do X, Y, and Z. So a lot of things I'm hearing is, I want to start a YouTube channel, Ashley. Can you help me do that? I want to start an online business, or, I've even had somebody even blankly just tell me that I want to do exactly what you're doing. Like, you are living my dream life and I want to do what you're doing. Can you help me do those things? And so here is the answer to that. Right now, that's not my assignment. Okay. Will it be my assignment? I don't know. And we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Okay. Because on number 2, we're going to stay here for a little bit. Will that be my assignment? I don't know. But I do know that right now, my assignment is in the childcare business industry and helping childcare owners and directors, helping people that, struggle like I did. Okay. And really getting those tools and all the stuff that I learned out to that community. Now, if that leads me somewhere else, then by all means, wherever God wants me to be at, I am going to be there and serve with all that I have. But I think for me, it's just trying to understand, and I think for everybody, really trying to understand what your assignment is. Okay. And at the end of the day, we have to submit to his ways. Okay. We have to submit to what it is he wants us to do and the assignments that he has for us. Once again, the book says that for I know the plans for you. So he's already got it planned out for us. Our job is to really, really be in tune, to really key in and to understand what that plan is so that we can get to work. Because whatever that plan is, there is people out there that need you. Okay. There's people out there that need your talents, that need your service, that need your, whatever it is. Obviously right now you're in the stage of the childcare business industry. And I already talked to some of y'all, but I know that you guys got other little things going on, which is why another reason why I want to bring up this topic, because I know that you've got other things that you're dibbling and dabbling into. Okay. Which is perfectly fine because we can be assigned to different things. Okay. But let me go into some of this number 2 here. How do you know what your assignment is? The first thing is that, and I want to really bring this out. So let me get my notes. I got notes here on my desk. I got notes here up here. Here is how you know what your assignment is not. Okay. You see someone else doing something and you say to yourself, I didn't know you can make money doing that. Let me try that. Okay. That is not your assignment. Okay. Because an assignment that is divine does not start off with money in mind. Let me say that again. Okay. An assignment that is divine, an assignment that is from above does not start off with money in mind. Okay. It does not start off with the fact that, oh, let me try that. I didn't know you can make money doing that. I'm going to try that. That is not now that may be an assignment, but that's not a divine assignment. Okay. Because an assignment that comes from above is to serve and help somebody. So now the money is the results, okay, of that assignment. Okay. So it's just like if you plant a seed and, whatever you get up, you get corn. That's the result of the seed that you planted. Okay. So the money is a result of that, but that is not a divine assignment. Okay. Because I see a lot of people doing this, guys, and I'm just going to be, y'all know me. So if you don't know me, you're getting ready to find out who I am. I'm very, no fluff stuff here. No, I don't do that. I'm not going to waste my time, get on here and just be, fluffy and dance around a topic. But I see a lot of people trying to start things and they're just doing it for the money. And let me say this, don't do it for the money, because let me say this, guys, it takes a long time to start making money doing anything. Okay. And I'm talking about where you can really that's just business in general. Okay. It takes a while before you can really start, getting yourself in a really good, comfortable place. Now, let me say this. You can get into something and you can get it booming. There's ways of doing that. Okay. I don't want to get into all that now, but there is ways of getting into something and it just haven't booming. But let me say this. Okay. If your assignment has to be forced, it is not divine. Hello, Marian. I hope I'm saying your name right. Marian. I'm so glad that you're joining. But if your assignment has to be forced, so whatever that hello, Shakia. I'm so glad that you're here. We got a big crowd today. I'm loving this. But yeah, if your assignment, if you have to force anything, it's not your assignment. Now, you got to put effort. So there's a difference between forcing something and then just applying the efforts, to get the results that need to happen. Because God wants us to work. You don't, the book says you don't work, you don't eat. So hello, Felicia. Hello. I am so glad that you're here joining. But if you got to force something, guys, it is not your assignment. It's just not. Okay. Another thing, here's another way that you know that you are, doing what it is that you are fulfilling your assignment is that people are going to respond organically. Okay, you're going to get organic responses. So when it comes to your childcare business, okay, because a lot of you guys, it's childcare for me. I feel stuck. I get that all the time. I just feel stuck, like I'm not moving where I need to be moving to. And there's a lot that can go into all of that. But I will tell you this, that a really good way to know if you are in your divine assignment, if you're where you're supposed to be at in life, is that whenever you offer whatever it is that you are offering to the world, that your society, your community, whatever it is that you're offering, people are going to respond organically. Okay. So once again, organic is not something that is forced. Okay. So just plain example. Okay. I'm going to get into, okay. Yes. And this is I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes, but this is getting ready to go right into my personal journey here. And so the next point is that it will literally fall in your lap. And there's different forms that it falls in your lap. There's different ways that it falls in your lap. But what you're going to say to yourself is that, you know what? That's strange. Like, I didn't even realize I should be even doing this. Or I didn't even realize that I would even be this good at this. Okay. So let me just kind of share with you a little bit about my personal journey and how I have always been really in tune with what it is that I'm supposed to be doing in my life. And I don't know where I get this from, but I just know as a child, like I was very, very observant. My mom would, and I just remember even myself, but my mom would always say that, like, when we was out in public, I would stare at people. And she would be like, Ashley, don't be staring at people. And a lot of that was because I am so observant. And I just feel like that I've just always been in tune with my environment, with myself and things like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I am human. And there are moments where I'm like, what am I doing? Like, how am I supposed to be? Why am I here? Obviously, you go through things like that. But if I really get quiet and I really get to myself, I just know what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. So let me kind of give you a little bit of story. So, and I've shared this some with you guys, and so some of y'all know this, but about the 8th year that I was in business. So for those of you that are new and you don't know who I am, but I did run a childcare business for 10 years. And the 8th year I was in business, I was sitting in my office and just something came over me. And I literally knew that I was not supposed to be doing the childcare business anymore. And so for 2 years, I carried that with me. It was just something that when it came over me, it was a sense of sadness. It was a sense of failure, because at that time I thought that, I'm failing at this thing. There was just a lot of emotions that went on with that. And I just kind of carried that with me for 2 years. And so just to back up a little bit as to the daycare, because I'm talking about the fact that your assignment, your divine assignment, and we're going to get into the fact this childcare for me, but your divine assignment will fall into your lap. So before I started Ashley Angels, I actually worked for a childcare center. I worked for several childcare programs, and I worked for a childcare center. And I remember the day that I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. And so there was a lot of things going on at that program. There was a lot of issues with the director, and she was actually going to be resigning. And I had several of the employees, or my coworkers, I guess they were my coworkers, the other teachers there, they were like, Ashley, you should take that. And I was like, what do y'all mean? Like, they was like, no, I really think you'll be good, at being a director. And to be honest, like, I had never really looked at myself in that way. Honestly, like at that point in my life, I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing. I just knew I liked working with kids. And so I never really looked at myself in that way. And so they really, really want me to take the position. But at the time, I think I was like 21. No, maybe I was 20. I was 20. And I think you have to be 21 to be a director of a childcare center here in my state. And so I was like, well, I guess it's not for me because I'm not 21 and they need somebody now. And so it just wasn't. But then I was like, but wait a minute. Okay. Because once again, I'm really in tune. And when people say something to you about maybe something that you should be doing, or I think you're going to be really good at that, for me, that's always divine. I've always looked at like that is straight divine. Okay. So I thought about that and I was like, maybe I could do this. Maybe I really should think about this. And so I thought about it. And then I started Ashley Angels, and obviously I did that for 10 years. So here we are, 8 years into my business, and this happens again to me, but in a total different way. Of course, I'm older than, I've experienced a lot of stuff with the daycare business. And so anyway, once again, then we bring it to the time I was sitting in my office, and I had this feeling, and it was just telling me, you're not supposed to be here. So what it was that the vision that I had, or what came over me, what I saw myself helping basically directors. Okay. And at that time it was specifically directors. So they wasn't really owners, but they were directors of a childcare center. And I was helping several of these directors. And for me, in my mind, okay, that was telling me, oh, Ashley, that's it. You're supposed to expand, open up some other locations and, go regional with this thing. Okay. So we started doing that. We started looking at different locations, buildings and things like that. And so this was actually the 10th year I was in business when I actually closed the business down. Fast forward 2 years later, 10 years I'm in business, I'm looking at buildings. We're looking to expand. All this stuff is going on. Now, I did just recently became a new mom. Okay. In my 10 years I was in business, and that's a whole nother story. But just to give you a little bit of a side on that one, me and my husband struggled for 6 years to get pregnant. We do believe it was the stress of the daycare business. And of course, obviously I learned how to get systems in place and make all that stuff better by the 6th year I was in business. And then, we finally was able to conceive and all that good stuff. So all of this happened at my 10 years I was in business. I was a new mom, and we were actually looking at new buildings. And in fact, a couple of days before I went into labor, my realtor called me and she was like, hey, we need to do this and that. And we were trying to figure out, when do we need to stop? Because I was willing to go up until the point of my water breaking, looking into buildings and doing all that stuff. And so after I gave birth to Nova, it was just like, it was clear as day. It was clear as day. So that the eighth year I was in business, and that time that I was sitting there thinking to myself, or that thing came over me that I'm not supposed to be doing this, that came very, very clear to me as soon as I had my daughter. It was like, I knew. And I already knew, but for 2 years, maybe I was in denial. I didn't want to face it. I did not want to face that that this was not for me anymore, that this was not my assignment. Because for me, in my mind, my assignment was to own a childcare business for 10 years, or not for 10 years, but for a long time, and to, to expand it, to really be successful at it. Okay. I'm talking about for a long term that was something I was going to pass off to my children. That was my plan. But here's the thing about it. Okay. Once again, our assignments are divine. And when he is ready to shift us into a different direction, let me say this, you're going to know it. Hi, Amber. I'm so glad you're able to join. You guys, this is great. Like, I'm just so glad y'all are here. And I honestly feel like this has been on my heart, y'all, for months. Okay. And I don't know, like I felt a little reserved to even share some of this stuff or even talk about this topic. But I'm glad that I did, because obviously we've got a good turnout and this is something that I think people are needing, obviously. So I'm so glad that I'm sharing this and that y'all are here, that you're able to join. But yeah, once again, when he's ready to shift you into another assignment, you're going to know. You are going to know. It reminds me of how people used to tell me all the time, before I found my husband, you're just going to know when it's the one. And when I found him, like I knew, it's just going to be in your gut. You are going to know where you're supposed to be at in life. Okay. So fast forward 10 years. Okay. Been in business 10 years. I knew it was over. But let me tell you guys this. I'm very in tune with myself, but when I get my mindset on something, it's really, really hard for me to turn that off and to shift and to do like something totally different. So my husband, he really had to come in. He was like, Victor was like, Ashley, this is it. Like, you've got to shut it down. You just have to close it. He was like, I can just see, like, you want to be there physically, like you want to be there. But mentally, like, there's something else for you out there to do. And he really didn't understand, like, and I thank God for him, because Victor has just been like, he is my sounding board for sure. Like, he is my right hand. He is my other brain. And so he really helps me to really, like, if I'm feeling something, like, to really get it out of me. And so anyway, so we closed it. I did not even wait till the end of the year. It was October of 2015. My daughter was, she was born in March. So she was about 6 or 7 months old. And I didn't even wait till the end of the year. I did that because I just knew that that chapter of my life was over, that my assignment with that was done. I had did my serving. I had did what I was supposed to do, and it was time to move on. It was time, but it was a painful, let me tell y'all, it was like a death in the family, because it was family owned and operated. It was just a lot. It was an emotional big thing. And I was a new mom on top of that. So, my hormones and everything was just, high and all that. And so anyway, as I'm talking to you about the fact that, how do you know what your assignment is in life, that things will fall in your lap? So we closed the business down, and here I am. I'm home. I am a stay-at-home mom at that point. But I am just somebody, guys, that I have so much in me to give that I just can't sit and not give. I can't do that. So for me, sitting at home was just like, this is not my assignment either. This is not it. I love my daughter. I love being, at home and obviously serving and doing what I'm supposed to do here at the house. But I just knew that was not all. Let me put it like, that was not all that I was supposed to be doing. So, Victor, now, once again, I want to remind you guys that when you get somebody to come to you, now that could be a family member, that could be a coworker, that could be anybody. If you get somebody to come to you and they say, I think you should be doing this, really think about that. Now, let me say this now. Some things can be we know how Satan works, because he can get us into things and that's not even, not even supposed to be. So, okay. So Whitney Brown just said, I always want to know why you no longer have your center. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you everything. And I'm so glad that y'all are here today, just hearing this story, because, like I said, this has been on my heart for a few months, and I said, I have to share this. So, but yes, when somebody comes and tells you, I think you should really be doing this, really take heed to that, because what it is that a lot of the times we can't see what other people can see, that, our talents and what we can serve and how we can serve. We can't see that. Which is why I always say, for those of you, in the childcare business industry, that's why you got to have a coach or somebody that's been there and that can see, that can have that view, that outside view of you. Okay. And it's so important, guys, because let me just say this. I am not a believer of somebody doing something that they are not passionate about. I do not believe that. I feel that you should get up every morning and you love what you do. Now, let me say this. There's always drawbacks to everything. There's drawbacks to what I do. Okay. Even this week, just honestly, like, this has not been the greatest week for me at CST. I think that a lot of it is, I think I need a break. So I think I'm going to be taking a break here pretty soon, not like a whole, but maybe just taking a few days off where I don't even touch it. I'm not posting. I don't do anything. Because a lot of that, you have to really make sure that you're keeping yourself rejuvenated. And because even what I'm doing right now, like what I am doing now, I am pouring into you all. So when I pour into you, that takes out of me. And, I have to rejuvenate myself from everything. So, but yeah, there's drawbacks to everything. So when I say that you should be getting up every morning and doing what you love, I think you know what I'm saying. It's basically saying that, and I think Steve Jobs says something similar to this, that if this was the last day, on earth, would you be happy with what you're getting ready to get up and go do? Okay. And I think there's a story about Steve Jobs and how he even said that to himself every single day that he got up. If this is it for me, am I happy with what I'm getting ready to go do? Okay. Am I content with that? So I mean, obviously, I'm not saying there's going to be drawbacks. There's things about everything that, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's things you're not going to like about anything, about whatever that you're doing. Okay. So, there's some things, like I said, with CST, it's work. Okay. A lot of people would think, and I was kind of naive myself to it. A lot of people think, oh my goodness, look at her. She works from home, and it is work to this stuff. Y'all, I am not going to lie. Like this, to me, honestly, this is more challenging than running a daycare center, because I am home. I have all these other distractions around me. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm this, I'm that. And then, people think you're at home. They think you got a lot of time. My time is just as zapped up like everybody else's. And so anyway, but I do believe that whatever it is that you do in life, you need to get up every day and just absolutely love it and feel like this is where you're supposed to be at. So it will fall in your lap. So let me explain to you how CST came about. So once again, I was sitting here, and like I said, I got to be doing something. I just can't be sitting. So my husband came to me. He was like, because I had talked about it, I was like, well, I know that there are people out there that were like me when I ran Ashley Angels. I know there are childcare owners and directors that are struggling, and I know that what they need is step-by-step stuff, and they need like the truth. They need the realness. They don't need this shady, behind the black curtain stuff that nobody's sharing and stuff like that. Because I know for myself, I needed that. I needed somebody to say, Ashley, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, do this, and you're going to get the outcome that you want. That's what I needed. And so me and Victor had talked about it, and I was like, so I was actually going to start locally here in my local area. Okay. I was going to reach out to some of the childcare businesses here in my local area and just kind of network with some of the people I already knew. And I actually did that a little bit. And there's a scripture that talks about the fact that you are not, I'm going to paraphrase, but basically what it's saying is that you're not welcome in your own town or your own home. And so, we all know that, we could have some of the best knowledge on the planet, and you try to share that with your friends or your family, and they can't hear it. But, they hear somebody on YouTube that's saying the same thing that you're saying, and then they get it. Right. And so, I kind of dipped my toe in that, and I said, no, I'm not. And so Victor was like, because the thing is that I am passionate about child care business. I love business, so I can talk about any business. I can talk about hamburger joints, chicken joints, clothes, shoes. If you've got a business, I love business. But my passion is child care because I did it for 10 years and I know the struggles. Okay. And so I knew that I wanted to stay in the child care field and industry. So Victor was like, why don't you get on YouTube, Ashley, and do a YouTube channel? And I'm like, no, I don't think that's just, that is not for me. I am an introvert. So naturally, I prefer private settings. I don't like a lot of, I don't like a lot of people when it comes to, if I'm in a group setting. I prefer like a small setting. I'm just an introvert, so I'm very private. And so, but when he brought it to my attention, and I was like, well, and I kind of thought about it because I thought to myself, but maybe Ashley, this is not about you. Like this don't have anything to do with you. Right. And if I'm trying to live in my assignment, then my assignment is to serve. And when we're serving, it's not about you. It wasn't about me. And so I thought, well, you know what, if I just help one person, I don't have to have subscribers. I'm not in it to make money or anything like that. I'm honestly in it because number one, I'm sitting here and I don't have anything to do and I have to be productive with my time. And number two, I know there are people out there like me. So I have to. And so I thought about it and I came back to Victor. I said, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to get on YouTube. As nervous and scared as I was to get on YouTube and do all those things, I said, I'm going to do it. Okay. So going back to the statement that it falls in your lap. I got on YouTube. Okay. That was March of last year. Okay. So we're in May. So I'm a little bit, CST is, about a year and a couple of months old. I got on YouTube and, I was thinking that subscribers, I was thinking those were going to come, I don't know, just in little trickles here and there. And my subscribers just completely shot up. So I don't even know what it is. Every day that I look at it, it goes up, it completely changes. And so obviously I just hit 1,000 subscribers. It's just been unreal. It is literally unreal what I do. So from my experience to tell to you that your assignment is not something that you see, okay, someone else do. And then you say to yourself, I didn't know you can make money doing that. I can do that. That is not your assignment. Your assignment will literally fall in your lap in some way, form, shape, or fashion. Okay. It will fall in your lap. How I know this, because I've already had it happen to me twice. So even my daycare business, and when I was saying that, they were wanting me to take over that business, and I started my own, and then it just kind of went from there. And that, I just feel like that fell in my lap. When I went into it, I was not trying to start an actual center, because I started out in my home. So it wasn't like I was trying to do that. But as I started to move along, then that came along. And I was like, oh, well, I would love to have a center. I want to expand this and make this bigger and do those kind of things. But even that kind of fell in my lap because once again, it wasn't something that I was even thinking of doing. And that's how you know what your assignment is. Okay. Now, let me say this. Can we have dreams? Yes. So I don't want you to confuse it with, Amber says that she said, I swear you are telling my story. Yeah. Like that's just how it works, but I don't want anybody to confuse it with the fact that, you have a dream that you want to do. And then, then you go after that. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. Because I do believe that even your dream that fell in your lap some way. So if you really think back, and you may have to take some time out today, or whenever you've got it to really think back and think about how did I even get started in this? Did somebody say something to me? Or maybe I saw a need for it. Maybe, I was working in a childcare center and I saw a need or something. Okay. And then when you actually went after of it, it was organic. So the response was organic, meaning that you did not have to force it to even, basically to get it off the ground. You didn't have to force it in that way. Okay. And so that's it, guys. That is it. It will fall in your lap. You don't have to force it. It's going to be organic. People are going to respond organically. It's not something that your assignment is not something that someone else is doing. Your assignment is not what I'm doing. Okay. And we all do. I've done it myself where we compare ourselves with other people. So, I don't try to look at my competition. I don't worry about them. Now, do I know who they are? Obviously. I mean, yeah, I'm in business, so I have to know who my competition is. But for me to sit back and be looking at their Facebook pages every day and going on their YouTube channels or looking at their programs and all that, I don't have time for that. Because my assignment is divine. It's for me. And it is going to work because it's what I'm supposed to be doing. It's just it. It's very, very simple. Okay. And so another thing I want you to think about is the fact that your assignment, okay, is your assignment. Now, here is something I want to, let me see if I can, yes, because I'm going to write this in here. And I cannot believe it I had a point and it just left me. But anyway, I was saying that your assignment is your assignment. It's not someone else's. Oh, this is what, yes. So why, let me write this down. Why? So a question that, a lot of people will also ask is, why is this not working? Why is this not working? Okay. And I'm talking to people that they feel stuck. They feel like, am I supposed to be here? You kind of raising up all those questions. So there's two reasons why it's not working. Number one is that it may not be your assignment. Okay. And that's okay. And that's the thing about it. Like, just because something's not your assignment, and I'm even talking about the childcare, because some of y'all are in this. Okay, once again, some of y'all are in the CST community. Okay, and I've seen over the last year, I've seen people, they're trying to start their childcare businesses, and then something comes up, and it doesn't work out, and I don't see them active anymore. I don't hear from them, or you feel like you're getting in these roadblocks and all that kind of stuff. And so there's two things happening here. Why it's not working. Number one, it may not be your assignment. And if it's not, it's okay. Okay. Because whatever you are doing currently is there to set you up for your assignment. So, me and Victor talk about this all the time. How when I closed the daycare center down, I felt like I was a failure. I felt like I was like a failure. Okay. I felt like I was a failure. I felt like, why did I have those type of feelings to be able to have to close my center down, and all that. I mean, you go through all that kind of stuff. But now I understand what that was for. Okay. So God put me there for 10 years to be able to be here with you guys. Right. And that's just how amazing, like that is so how he works. That is just how he works. So I don't look at that, like me closing my business down as a failure, because I was very successful at doing it. Obviously, I've got people now that are in my programs and like Miss Alana that's getting 90-day results. So what I did worked for me and it's working for other people, but it's okay if it's not your assignment. That is okay if the childcare is not your assignment. If you feel like it's not for you, okay, that's okay. Because what that is there is something that is better for you, or that where you're supposed to be at. And maybe the childcare thing was to get you there. Okay. And it could be anything. It could be anything. So for those of you that have been a part of CST, and if you see this video and you try to start your childcare business and it just didn't work out for you, number one, I don't want you to think that it's not your assignment. Okay. And I can't say that because right now I don't know you all in a personal way, or I have not spent enough time with you to sit here and help you determine whether it's your assignment or not. I'm just basically trying to get you to think in a way that you can understand what your assignment is, that you can maybe help you come to the conclusion on your own. Okay. So I don't want anybody to take this video and then go close your daycare centers down. Okay. Don't do that. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to really take time out to sit with yourself and to really understand what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Okay. And once again, this is really geared to those that you've emailed me, you've asked me, how do I do this, the online business and YouTube, and you've got all these questions and things like that. And obviously you kind of feel like that the childcare business is not for you, whatever the case is there. But why it's not working, number one, it may not be your assignment. Number two is that you are not putting forth the effort. Okay. And I'm not saying that in a way, I know you're doing things, but whenever we are assigned to do something, okay, we've got to have tools. You cannot do something without having the right tools, resources, you name it. It just won't come out. It just won't happen. Okay. So maybe the childcare business is your assignment, but you're not utilizing the resources that God has given you. Okay. And that there's obviously I'm here. There is other resources. And it just could be an array of things. There's things that I'm sure that you've seen that's popped up and, that's been presented to you in some way, form or fashion, whether it is another childcare owner or just another business person in general. And, you just kind of bypassing things. And so, you just, if you're gonna, whatever it is that you're gonna do, okay, you're gonna have to stick with that assignment, and you're gonna have to really make sure that assignment is for you. Okay. And so, once again, guys, this was on my heart. It's been on my heart for a few months. People, like I said, have been emailing me and all that good stuff. And I had to come on here and I had to get this out in the open. Okay. I had to share my story with you guys. This is my assignment. I am here to serve. And whatever I do, I'm here to serve. And so to leave the question, is childcare for me? Okay. And this is for those of you that are out there that you're struggling. You really don't know if it's for you or not. You don't know if this business is for you, you feel defeated, you feel you're struggling, it's just not, things are not working out the way you wanted it to, and things like that. My answer to you is Childcare for Me. And this is a one way to really figure out what your assignment is, if this is your assignment, is that you need to do all it is that you can to make this thing work. Now, we're not forcing it. That's the key. You're not going to force it, but you're going to put all the effort, all the resources, all the time, any money that you have to resource and to invest in any programs, courses, coaches. You're going to do that. Okay. And if it doesn't work, then I am highly going to say, without knowing your situation and anything of that nature, that this may not be your assignment. And that is okay. That is okay. Okay? That is okay. The goal is to wake up every day and understand what your assignment is. But you're not going to be able to do that, okay, if you don't give this childcare thing all you got. You're not going to know. You will not know if you do not put everything that you have into this to try to see if this is going to work. Okay. You won't know. And what I will tell you is that the things that I teach, on my campus and all that good stuff, the training, all that fun, the stuff that I teach, it will work in any childcare business. Okay. It's working in the UK. It's working in Alabama. It's working in North Carolina. It's working, and it worked for me in Kentucky. So it will work. But if for some reason you try those things and it doesn't work for you, then that is God's way of saying this is not your assignment and I need to shift you somewhere else. And if that is the case, that's okay. Okay. So if you have any comments, go ahead and load those up. I am going to start to wind down today's mindset and motivation go live video today. So if you have any questions, comments, go ahead and load those in. I am here to answer your questions. I'm here to help you in any way that I can, because I just understand where you're at and I get it. I completely get it. And I also want to say that it's not to say that you can't diversify, because I feel like that, some of you all are trying to diversify, and I believe in diversification in a business. I believe that wholeheartedly. But just, I don't want you to compare yourself with me or compare yourself with someone else. Because what I want for you is for you to find what your assignment is. And if you think about it, maybe another reason why something's not working for you, okay, is because, as I said, it's not your assignment, and there is another assignment for you that you're going to be successful at. Because listen, God is not going to set you up for failure. He's not going to give you an assignment that's going to allow you to fail, right? That's just not the way he works. So he's not going to give that to you. But the assignment that he does have for you, and as we stated, the good book says that I know the plans I have for you, plans for you to prosper and plans to not to harm you. Whatever plans he has for you, you are going to prosper at that. The thing is that you got to find out what that is. Okay. You got to find out what that is. And for those of you that are watching this and you are in the obviously childcare business, but you've been doing it for a long time and you're successful at it and all that good stuff, then you're right where you need to be at. But, like I said, y'all, I had to get this out there to those that are in the CST community, and you come in to my groups and all that good stuff, and you're watching me, and I don't have any issues with that at all. I don't have any problems with that at all. But what I want you to do is just make sure that you are with your assignment. So I'm going to show this. We have Alana. And Alana says, sometimes I wonder if I can have it all. My dreams are so big and I have multiple things going on. Some people say you can't do more than one thing at a time. Like right now, I have a wellness consulting business and the daycare. I feel fine, but I wonder sometimes if I'm doing too much. And I know me and you, Alana, we've talked about this before. And I do think that there are those times where if you are feeling like you're doing too much, maybe it is your assignment, but maybe it's not your assignment right now. I will say this, that if we're using the wisdom of God, okay, if we're kind of trying to think like he would think about something, and you think about just even how he created the world, okay, or created the earth, and it took him 7 days, and you think about the fact that now obviously we know he could do that all in one day if he wanted to, but I really feel like that there is reason there for him to put that in the Bible to show us that we can't do everything at once. And so, that is why he took 7 days. And then he also rested on the earth. He took 6 days to create the earth. And then on the seventh day, he rested. And I always look at that like what he is telling us is that whatever you do, take your time with it. Don't overload yourself. Don't overcrowd yourself. And also be sure that you are resting. Be sure that you are providing yourself enough rejuvenation. And so to answer your question, Alana, if you feel that you're doing too much right now, then this may be a sign that you are doing too much, or maybe you just need to make sure you're taking enough rest, making sure that you're just keeping yourself rejuvenated, making sure that you've got time for yourself. So I don't know if you like to work out or anything like that, but just making sure that you are just taking care of Alana. So, I'm not going to say that it's one way or the other, without me really getting deep into, obviously everything. And obviously I know, most of your situation and kind of where you're at, but yeah, I'm just going to say that just to use the wisdom of God in that, and that if, once again, he did the earth and created the earth in 6 days, rested on the seventh. So for you, I feel like if you don't have enough time to rest in between your businesses or, things like that, if you can't control that, then it could be too much. Okay. So, okay. Well, it looks like y'all have left me. I don't know what happened. I know this was a really long video, and like I said, it was a lot on my heart. But for those of you that are watching the replay, leave your comments below if you have any questions for me. I just hope this helps somebody. I really just hope that this really helps somebody. I just really hope that it did. And I think that it did. But I want to do more of these. I want to do more of these mindset and motivation, because once again, my job title is the fact that, I am a childcare business strategizer and mindset mentor. And I know I do a lot of the childcare business strategizing, but I want to do more mindset mentoring because I really believe that the mind and all that is where all this stuff begins. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to, Alana says it helps me. I love it. I'm so glad, Alana, because like I said, this is something that even I've struggled with myself, making sure I'm in my assignment and just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But I just want you to find your assignment. And once you find it, just stick with that. Okay. Sometimes we can be dibbling and dabbling and way too much. We can be over here and we're over there and over there. And let me say this, get that done, stick with that one, get that down pat, and then dibble and dabble in some other stuff. And so Amber says that I just lost her. What did she say? Okay, so Amber says that this it helps me too. I love your mindset post, and that's just what I'm here to do. And that's another thing, guys. Like I said, if you're helping people, you're in your assignment. So for those of you that are in the childcare business and you know that's what you love, and sometimes you feel like, are you supposed to be there? If you're helping those kids, you're helping those parents, and you're getting that type of organic. When I say organic responses, that means just people just naturally come up to you and they'll say things like, you know, Miss So-and-so, I am so thankful for your childcare center, you know, or, I mean, used to have people come up to me and say, I wish that you had more. I had a mom that moved to a different city and she was like, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do for childcare. She's like, I wish if you had one open up there, that's where she'd be going. So it's just those organic things. And you'll see that they're in subtle ways. Sometimes they're right out at you, but just know that whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, you know that. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, okay? And so just to close out this video, just once you find your assignment, just stick with that, get that pat down, be successful at that, and then you can start adding on some other assignments and things of that nature. And also, do not compare yourself with other people. Please don't do that. It's a thief of all joy. You'll be so miserable comparing yourself with what other people are doing. Don't do that, because what they're doing is their assignment, right? And what you're doing is your assignment. So thank you so much for joining me. I had such an awesome turnout. I am so glad that I did this video. And I'm so glad that it seemed to be helpful to you all that were here joining. And so once again, if you're watching the replay, leave me your comments, anything that you want, any questions or whatever, I'll see those. And also, I would love for you, if you are not a part of my private Facebook group community, please join us over there, okay? You know, and those of you that are a part of it, if you've got those, I know you guys ask the questions, but there is like over 500 of us in that group. And so if you've got questions, if things like this pop up and, you know, and you want to know something, just tag me in a post so I'll see it, because I don't see everything and I get notifications from the group, but sometimes I will get a notification and it's something from the day before. So if there is something specifically that you want me to answer or anything like that, be sure that you tag me. But I am going to make sure that I leave a link to the private Facebook group. It's totally free. It's a community in the, I'm saying the description box. For my YouTubers, in the description box below. For those of you that's watching on Facebook, I'll be sure to leave that in the comments below. Also, you know, I'm also going to leave just my website there, just so that you have that. And so I'm just, like I said, just here to help you guys. That's just all I'm here. I'm here to serve. That's it. So thank you so much for joining me today. Once again, as I said it in the earlier part of the video, my go live videos right now, I usually try to go live like every other week, but when it's summertime, as I said, I get lazy. We like to go outdoors. We are, you know, we're working on some DIY projects around the house. And so I get kind of busy. And so, I'm not for sure if I'm going to be doing every 2 weeks. I don't really know what my schedule is, because right now I'm trying to figure that out just for my summertime schedule. But I'm just super thankful for you guys, and I hope that this helped you. And be sure that if you're on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Be sure that you give this video a thumbs up, share this. If you're on Facebook, be sure that you like, love, and share. See, it's time for me to go because my voice is getting really loose. And so anyway, I will see you guys all in the next video. So thanks so much. Sending you my prayers of encouragement and success your way in whatever it is that your assignment is. And I will see you guys in the next video. So thanks so much and have a good rest of your day.